No. What about, okay, this one I actually do say wrong. February. It's February.
Yeah, we talked about this. This is a month you just throw away. No one should know how to say this. No one does.
February. That's really hard to say.
It shouldn't even be mentioned.
Well, it is. Changed. It's a word that people pronounce wrong. What about mischievous?
Like mischievous?
That's not a word. It's mischievous.
Mischievous.
Isn't that interesting? I always thought it was mischievous. It's mischievous.
Mischievous?
Yes.
Mischievous.
You're so cute.
There's a name for that where a word starts to not lose its meaning. It doesn't make sense anymore.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
We say it over and over again. Again, we're not smart, so I can't think of what the term for
this
that
episode
is.
should be called "We're Really Dumb."
We're idiots.
Okay, this one actually does drive me up a wall. Supposedly, people say supposedly with a B.
Supposedly, I would never. Supposedly, yeah, but a lot of people say supposedly. Well,
with a B.
supposedly, they're idiots.
This one's a big debate, and I actually do think that this one might have been changed in the dictionary. I don't know, but I feel like I heard that once. Anyways is not a word. It's anyway. But everyone says anyways, like I was saying. And that's actually a reason why, as Miranda, a lot of times, I'll say anyways, because it drives me nuts when people say anyways, because it's not a word. But I actually think that might have changed. And now you can do both. I don't know, though. Don't quote me on that, because I'm an idiot, and I actually have no idea. Regardless is a word. Irregardless. I know, I'm tired.
You okay?
Irregardless is not
Still wasn't great.
a word, love. Irregardless. I can't even say it. My body won't let my mouth say it, because it's like, that's not a word, girl. We're not going to say that today.
Regardless, irregardless.
Yeah, regardless is a word. Irregardless, not a word. Especially is a lot like espresso.
Especially.
Yeah, people say especially, but especially is not a word.
I say espresso, but I say especially.
Yeah. But you've admitted that you're wrong in that, and so that's okay.
I'm wrong, and that's hot. That's all I care about.
I'm going
to be wrong about a lot of things from now on.
Yeah, well, that's
I didn't know that was your kink.
Well, no, think about it.
Just a man admitting he's wrong all the time?
No, it's not a man. Me too. Think about it. When I go I'm wrong and you're right.
It's so hot.
That's so hot. Like someone being willing to be vulnerable and be like, I'm wrong. And admit you're that's hot.
Yeah.
Come on. That. Normalize admitting you're wrong. Making that hot. It's hot to be wrong.
It is hot. Yeah.
You know, it's a big one for me that everyone makes fun of me for. This has been an online internet debate as well, is I say P-I-N-K. Weird.
You essentially say P-E-E-N-K. Pink.
Yeah.
But it's pink. P-I-N-K.
Pank.
But you say weird.
It's like pank. Pank.
I hope someone is right now listening to this driving somewhere and is over and over again saying, wait, am I ridiculous? Do I say pink wrong?
Yes, everyone listening saying these things out loud
everyone
right now.
Listening right now, say the word pink out loud.
Pink.
No!
I also say ink. Stink. Stink. So I guess I say all those things wrong, and I get made fun of for it all the time.
As you should.
You know, I said a lot of words wrong growing up. I wish I had more help learning.
Still do.
I know. So not only am I not very good at the English language, but I was always really bad at learning other languages. This is something that some people can just pick up, and it is something I was horrible at. I feel like you're pretty good at it. You'll shock me sometimes. You'll just start speaking in Spanish. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was a weird thing. For a Bachelor of the Arts degree in college, you had to do 4 semesters of a foreign language. And I did Spanish, which I loved.
Yeah, I
still love speaking, and it comes in handy.
I know,
in Los
I can't
Angeles.
believe it. And for some reason, my brain just can't let that soak in. I took Spanish in high school and I took German in college, and I don't remember any of it. And I hate that about myself. I wish that I could, which is why I'm so excited about this next sponsor, because I think it's going to help me out. I can now learn a new language using Busuu. Busuu is an award-winning app that offers a fun and effective way to learn languages. Busuu teaches 12 of the world's most popular languages, including Spanish, French, English, Italian, German, Japanese, and so much more. You guys can go check it out and see if there's a language that you want to learn that they offer. As you follow Busuu's language courses, you also get opportunities to practice with native speakers through the platform. This means you get constant feedback as you learn, which is so important to help you properly learn a language. And this is what I feel I was missing, because just reading about the vocabulary and how it works in a textbook just went in one ear and out the other. Like, it just seeped through my brain and didn't stick. Whereas I feel like the actual act of interacting with someone is the way to learn it. So I'm super excited to see how this goes for me. Busuu also comes with loads of smart features like a study plan to help keep you motivated and organized, and vocabulary and grammar training tools built by data scientists that make sure you remember what you learn, which is my biggest issue. You can start learning for free or choose to get a premium plan to unlock more fantastic features. So sign up to Busuu for free by visiting busuu.com/relax. To supercharge your learning with Busuu's special features, use code RELAX and get a 30% discount on Busuu's premium packages. That's busuu.com/relax. So go check it out and let's all learn a new language together.
You know, you're good at sign language.
Yeah, but that's much different in my opinion. Much different, because sign language is, it's a visual, like actual thing I'm doing with my hands, and the signs make sense with the words that I'm saying. Whereas other languages, to my brain, it's obviously not this, but my brain just like, this is gibberish, doesn't make any sense. And I can't figure out how to connect it to the English words that I do know. Whereas sign language is like, this sign looks like the thing I'm talking about. And it's something active I'm doing with my hands as I say the word. So it like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's much more helpful.
You've talked to me about like you were homeschooled, but only for a period of time. What was that period of time?
So I went to a public kindergarten and first grade, and then private school, I think.
A private school?
Yeah, I went to a private Christian school for second, third, and fourth or something like that. And then a public school again for fifth grade.
Seems like they worked.
And then homeschooled for sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. And then back to public school for high school.
Oh, that's seems like to me would be a tough transition to just
pretty rough.
Just rock and roll right from like your homeschooling, your junior high years, because our junior high,
that's puberty time, honey.
Puber time.
But yeah, I went to a lot of different schooling situations.
Yeah,
public and private. Public again, homeschooled, and then public, and then private university. So I had a lot of different experiences with schooling.
Tell me about going from homeschool 8th grade into freshman year of high school. Like what are you wearing that first day of school? You riding the bus for the first time?
No, I never rode a bus.
You never rode the bus?
We were close enough to the high school so that I didn't.
We drive past your high school. Yeah, your hometown. Like.
It's really close to my home, but
you get a ride.
Yeah, my parents would drive me, and then when I turned 16 or 15, rather, because I got my permit at 15. And so then I started driving myself to school.
With your permit?
Yeah, maybe that's illegal.
I think that's illegal.
Yeah, well, arrest me.
The statute of limitations.
But yeah, it was weird because I had a very interesting homeschooling experience. It was like much different than I think most people's homeschooling experiences.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't like it. I was not a homeschool fan. So I thought I would be. My mom asked if I wanted to be homeschooled because I have a brother who needed special care and attention. My brother was deaf at the time, or almost completely deaf at the time. Now he has cochlear implants, but at the time he was very hard of hearing, and he had some learning disabilities in school, and so he didn't fit into the regular classes, but he also did not fit into the special ed classes that were offered. Like he was like kind of in between. And so there was not really any schooling that fit his needs. And that's why homeschooling I think is so awesome, is that you can cater to your child and like what they need. And so my mom was like, I'm going to homeschool Trent, my brother. And so she asked the rest of us if we wanted to be homeschooled too. And I was in 6th grade, and I'm not kidding when I tell you're not going to believe the reason I wanted to be homeschooled. The reason I wanted to be homeschooled is because when I was a kid, I had severe anxiety, which I didn't know was anxiety until now as an adult, about being anywhere that wasn't with my family. So like the thought of sleep, I couldn't sleep at my friends' houses. I couldn't have sleepovers. I couldn't sleep at my grandparents' house alone without sobbing hysterically once it turned into night. Because I was so stressed about not being with my parents. What if something happened to them? What if something happened to me? Like I was so scared about not being with my family at nighttime. And so I could not sleep at other people's houses. Well, in 6th grade, there's a class trip every year. The 6th graders got to go to Catalina Island off the coast of California.
I've been there. Yeah.
I've never been because
it's beautiful.
I've never been because in 6th grade is when you go in California, like in Southern California.
Yeah,
a lot
that makes
of people
sense.
do this.
That would be
and
a
you go
field trip
overnight and take a boat and you go overnight and you learn like biology while you're there and learn about the fish and learn about
they got
all this really cool stuff.
The fish and you can see it.
So it's like the most exciting trip. And it's like, you cannot wait to be in 6th grade. You get to go overnight and, be on this trip with all your best friends.
Did you bail because you didn't want to go on the trip?
My mom offered homeschooling and my thought was, oh my God, if I'm homeschooled,
you don't have to go.
I don't have to go to this trip to Catalina
Island.
Wow. And that's why I wanted to be homeschooled. I don't think I've ever told that story before online, but
because you were so afraid of being away from home for one night.
For one night. I was
with
never,
all your friends on Catalina Island.
Not a freaking chance. I would not do it. Because it wasn't like, what if I get anxiety about this? And what if I cry?
They can't come pick you up on an island 2 hours offshore.
For my mind, it was, I will get scared. I will cry and call my mom to come pick me up. It wasn't, what if I do that? It was, I know I will get to Catalina Island. The sun will go down and I will instantly start sobbing and say, I need my mom to get me right now. And all of the kids in 6th grade will see me sobbing, asking for my mommy, and she can't come get me. And I'll just cry all night long.
So you were homeschooled for 3 years to avoid one night on a field trip with your friends. You're shaking right now thinking about
crying.
it. That or you're hungry.
I'm starving. I haven't eaten lunch yet. So my homeschool experience was stay at home all day, every day, and learn. And then once a week, I got to have interactions with other people. Most people who are homeschooled have their kids involved in so many classes, so many activities, sports and theater and music. And they're part of like science classes where they go with other homeschool kids in their communities and they all learn science together. They all learn math together. So it's like, it's much cooler than it was what I experienced. So this is not me knocking homeschooling. I think homeschooling is really cool, but my experience was not that. The only interaction I got with other human beings my age was once a week on girls group night, where the Santa Barbara Christian Homesteaders, which was the community I was a part of, would meet once a week for like an hour, and we would have themed nights where we would, have community time and like hang out. And I'm 12 years old, 13, 11, 12, and 13 was the time I was homeschooled. And we would do things like have movie watching night where we would watch VeggieTales, a Christian cartoon about vegetables that sing about God. So basically I did classes like, we did build your own doll night where we took vegetables and turned them into dolls. So I used zucchini and put like yarn to make the hair. And that was a night we learned how to.
That's practical because you'll use that.
Yeah, of course. They don't rot.
That's a skill you'll use the rest of your life.
Right. I had a gourd making class. So like literally we used dried gourds and carved them into like birdhouses and bowls.
Yeah, we made gourds the other night.
Yeah. And I learned how to milk a goat.
Again.
I learned how to sew like a very old timey dress, like a colonial type of like dress. I learned how to make paper from scratch. So like, which by the way, paper from scratch is ripped up paper that you soak in water and then squish together back into paper. So when I went into high school, I still had like my cat sweaters and cat dresses and I wore overalls.
Is the Miranda cat sweater, is that like a real?
Yeah, the Miranda cat sweater was an actual sweater I wore when I was homeschooled that my mom made me. I had tons of cat sweaters, dresses, that my mom made.
And you wore, you were getting to it. You're now a freshman in high school when you started going back to public school?
Yes.
And you were wearing cat sweaters and dresses?
At first, but you get made fun of so much in high school.
Did you?
Of course. Yes. I remember one of the first days of school, I wore this shirt that I thought was so cool and so pretty. It was like bright purple and it had like glitter in it, like a lot of glitter in it. And it was like,
fancy.
It was almost like, how do I explain this type of shirt? It was like hairy. It was like hairy.
Do you have a picture of you in this?
Somewhere. I don't know if I could find it, but I do. It was like a hairy shirt. And it was bright purple with sparkles.
You've described it perfectly.
And guys, and I was very flat chested. I was young and I didn't have, I hadn't gone through, I was very late bloomer with puberty, and boys would make fun of the fact that I had no chest.
Really?
Yes.
What
Call
are
me
you sick fucks. They would?
Yeah, they call me mosquito bites.
No, nobody actually did that.
Yes.
Did they? I can't imagine in my life ever saying this to.
And so then I wore this shirt to school, and they started laughing, and they called it AstroTurf shirt. And they said they could play football on my chest because it was so flat. And I was
They were just saying this to you?
Yes.
What did you say to that?
I was like, haha, yeah, okay. You know, it was like nothing. I didn't offend myself. I would just like kind of like laughing, like, okay, you know.
I would, if I was there,